Hi, this is Dan from UserSpice.com, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about why I'm so passionate about this project. I was learning how to code and I could do the basics, but if I wanted to build something fun, I realized that there was just a lot of legwork that has to be done. If I was going to build an application, say, to control who can register at a hotel, or to make a photo gallery, or to make my own forum application, before I got to do any of the fun stuff, before I got to upload my first picture or put in my first hotel into my system, I had a lot of stuff that had to be done. I had to figure out, how am I going to make a database? How am I going to connect to that database? How am I going to update information? How am I going to verify that that information is right before sticking it into the database? How am I going to allow users? What if my users forget their passwords? Just all this stuff that just, you could just go on and on and on, that I was going to have to do before I got to get to the fun part. And so I created UserSpice to basically be the fastest way to get to the fun part of your application. Because UserSpice is not about UserSpice. UserSpice is something to install and get going and let you get to the part of the coding that you really want to do, the whole reason why you're doing the project. And so when you install UserSpice, you can log in quickly. It takes 30 seconds to install this thing at most. You can log in and you can come in here and you'll have this dashboard, and this dashboard lets you take a look at all your users. You can say, okay, these are my users, and I might want to delete a user. I might want to come in here and change their permission level, all this other stuff that you may want to play around with. Or you can come in here to your admin dashboard. Let's say you're building a hotel management application and you say, all right, well, I want to have one for the hotel owner, I want to have one for the hotel manager, and I want to have one for the front desk. And so now each of these is a complete permission level, and I can click on this and say, you know what, I want the front desk people to be able to view all users. So I'm going to update that, and now the front desk person can view all the users. And so it's just really quick to sit there and see right here, they can view all users. It's really quick to just decide who can visit what and what they can do once they get there and all that. And you don't have to spend a lot of time dealing with this kind of stuff. If you create a new page, the minute you create the new page and you access this, it's going to come in here, and all of a sudden you're going to have a page 29. And then once you have that page 29, then you can control it. And so we'll just show you real quick. So let's come in here to, I'm just going to go into users because it's a quick place to do it. And I'm going to make a new file, and I'm going to call it demo.php. I'm going to come there and let's see, I don't really have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is my, I should echo that. Echo, this is my page. Now there's some more things you have to do. We'll get into that on some of the other stuff. But anyway, so I made this page, and now when I come back here to my UserSpice thing and I back up, and now all of a sudden demo's in there, and I can control who can access that page. And so it's just really cool the way it just does all that stuff automated. You don't really have to think about it. There's great forums to help you if you get stuck with anything. But the point of it is that this is designed to give you all of the tools you need to start doing the fun part of the project. Now, the other thing you need to understand is that UserSpice really doesn't care about how you build your project. If you go with your typical PHP framework, they're going to say, well, you have to use this sort of template, and you have to use this sort of language to make it work. And if you don't, then everything's going to crash. UserSpice literally does not care. We have a database class, so you can come in here and you can say, you can go into the, let's see, you can go into classes, and I have DB. We have a database class for you, but let's say you don't like my database class. Let's say you don't like the way that I do my queries. You can make a class called DB2, and you can instantiate that and use your own database class for everything you build. UserSpice does not care. You're not required to use our classes. You're not required to use Bootstrap. You don't have to use anything that we use. I don't care if you use my login form or not. It just doesn't matter, because UserSpice is just designed to let you build your application your way. You can build your own custom folders. It just doesn't matter. And so I hope that you find UserSpice useful. I hope you find it as the great way to just get started and build the project you love. And if you need any help, feel free to visit the forums and check out my other videos.